Hello and welcome back. Today I've got a 2-for-1 video. I will be testing out an ink, but also I will be testing out another fun way to handle your shimmer inks. So as you know, with the shimmer inks, you often have to stir or mix the ink up to get the shimmers to disperse evenly so you can write with them. And Ferris Press has come out with a beautiful solution to that. It's their Carousel Inkwell. And I'm just going to show you their beautiful packaging. So this shows you or demonstrates how to use it. And again, another box, beautiful. Definitely going to save it. It says Ferris Press on the top there. And what this is exactly what it says. It's an inkwell, but it helps you stir up the shimmers while you write so that you don't have to shake the bottle constantly. So up here it's got instructions, care and maintenance, and then of course it's got this beautiful decoration on the box. And this was very, very well packed for shipment. So this is very heavy. This is the lid. I'll get this turned around the right way so you can see the stamp on the inside. And get this out of here. This is the inkwell. And I'll do my best to leave a link for these in the comments. These are difficult to find. They tend to sell out pretty quick. Every time I wanted one, they were already sold out. But I finally did get my hands on one. So this is what it looks like when it's assembled. And it's got this beautiful detailing all the way around. This comes in different finishes. So if you don't like this one, there will be others available. Let's see if it tells me what the color was of this one. What they call it. I think it was supposed to be like a rose gold or something. Let's see here. Sunset gold, it says. So there are more colors. I believe they had a silver and another gold finish as well. This is what they had available. They also have something called ink carriages, and I'll show you one of those, which we can use today. These hold their bottles. There are two kinds. There's that one for their round flat bottles, and then this one for their spherical bottles. But we're not going to use that. This will fit this style. We'll set that there. So the way this works, let me get this out of the way, is you put your ink in here. The bottom is not flat, and it fits on top of here like this. And then you can spin it to mix up the ink. And yeah, you can also tilt it. It showed a couple different ways of using it. You can tilt it like this. Just make sure you don't rock it by accident. You can use it flat, so it doesn't have to be used for shimmer inks. And there is a gasket in here, so it forms a pretty good seal once you have the lid on. This is a beautiful display piece, if nothing else. So we're going to go ahead and try it with one of the inks. And this is the one that I picked. It's called Midway the Magnificent. I don't think I've done any kind of reviews on this one yet. And again, just like all their other inks, it's got a beautiful, beautiful box, which I have accidentally ripped. But oh well, I can fix it later. Very, very pretty. It's got these cute little balloons, hot air balloons. All right. Get that open. And here is the ink. It's a beautiful like mauve-y purple, and it's got these shimmers in there that of course have sunk to the bottom. So I'm going to shake this up. And the way that this ink carriage works is you set it down. It's got some like velvet little stoppers there so you don't chip the glass, but it holds the ink like this. It's supposed to look like a Ferris wheel. And it's got non-slip pads here on the feet. And this will hold your ink. You can even keep it at an angle like this as you use it up. This is great if you're using an ink that's not a shimmer ink, and it just holds this bottle so you don't tip it over as easily. So we'll just set that there. And see all the shimmers? So what I'm going to do is, my thought was I could just pour the ink in there. But knowing how I am, I'm pretty sure I will spill it. So what I'm going to do instead is just use one of these little bitty eyedroppers. It's going to take a few seconds. I can pause and come back if you don't want to wait for me. I'll see how long it takes. But now that we've got this all shaken up, let's go ahead and put some of the ink in here. And it's got these rubber stoppers here to prevent the ink from just drying out. All right. Okay, yeah, this isn't too bad. And one of the nice things about these inkwells being so small is that you're not having to put very much in here to use it. So it's not like you have to empty your whole bottle of ink to do this. And I'm just making sure the shimmers on the bottom haven't all sink back down, but looks like I'm still gonna have to switch out this paper. Let me put this stopper back on. And the lid. Okay. Yep. They sink a little bit, but that should be fine. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like this and just see. I've never used this inkwell before, so I'm just curious to see how it will work. All right. So first of all, I'm going to switch out this paper because otherwise when I do the swatches, it's going to get absorbed. So I'm going to pause this. I'll be right back. All right, we're back and I have cleaned up the ink spill. What we're going to do here is I'm just going to try the stirring method where you just set this on top and spin it. And that should help mix up the shimmers in there. And also, since it's a little bit more shallow, it's easier to just mix it this way because you can get all the way down to the bottom. So that's kind of cool. And then what we'll do is we'll just take this and test out the ink on this swatch card. Whoops. It's a really, really pretty color. Kind of on the pink side of purple, maybe like a mauve. I'm not really sure. And I've also found that colors tend to, you know, what a color actually is depends on the person. It's different depending on the person. And we just got to write the name. And again, I'm going to stir this up. This is Midway. Magnificent. And this is Ferris wheel press. All right, we're going to set that aside and let it dry. And hopefully we'll be able to see the shimmers. It looks like there's a little bit in there. All right, I apologize for that. I had to step away for a moment, and I decided when I came back I wanted to add a little bit more ink to this inkwell. And so I did that off camera so it wouldn't waste time. Okay, so we're going to test this ink on 3 papers like we normally do. So here is the regular copy paper. And this copy paper, I test it like this because not everybody has the fancy fountain pen papers. You know, they want to see how the ink is going to look on their own paper. And if all you have is copy paper, you might want to know how that's going to look. And I can say that already this is a very, very bold color. And it definitely shows up just fine on regular copy paper, no issues. It looks like it is feathering a little bit though. If I could only write properly. Okay. Copy paper. That's how it looks so far. Very, very pretty color. And then we'll do the HP 32 paper. HP 32 is another type of copy paper, It's just a little bit better quality, smoother, and the fountain pen ink tends to perform very well on it. Just gonna mix this up a little bit. All right. I don't see any feathering yet, so that's good. Usually this HP 32 paper performs really, really well on everything. Okay, this is HP 32. Looks like it's going to take a little bit more time for that to dry on that spot here, but that looks really good so far. Very pretty color. Very nice purpley pink. All right. Trying to get a sheet of this Tomoe River. There it goes. Okay, it was sticking together. Okay. And then again, just to be fair, I'm going to stir this up a little bit and clean off that pen because, there we go. All right, another thing I want to try is turning it this way. Whoops. See if I'm going to spill it. I might have put, nope, did not put too much. It just fits. Interesting. Okay. That way we can demonstrate using it in different ways. It's a fun little inkwell, very, very pretty. And since it's got that gasket going around, you can leave the ink in there. I don't know how well it'll hold up, but I mean, if there's a color that you use pretty often, it might be worth it to leave it in there. Have to be careful not to talk while I'm writing or I'll mess up my writing. Okay, let's try some lines. I forgot to do this on the HP 32, so we'll grab that real quick and add some lines. Sometimes the lines, just because I'm going a little bit slower, if there are any additional properties, they might show up here. Who knows? Okay, we'll give this a couple minutes to dry here while I clean off the dip pen. And I'll put the lid back on here to keep that from drying out. Okay. So far, this is very, very pretty. I do see a tiny bit of feathering up here. Now, I wonder if that's just because I was very heavy-handed with the ink, just from the way that the dip pen is. It tends to pick up a lot of extra ink. I don't know. You can see the feathering here on the copy paper all along the top here. Lots of feathering. But when I was writing with it down here, it's not so bad. And down here, so maybe it's just because of the dip pen. I'm not seeing a lot of feathering, but there is shimmer, and hopefully the camera picks this up. It's more subtle. It's a little bit of just silvery shimmery. It's very, very pretty. It's on here as well. I hope you can see that, but it's subtle. It's not overpowering like some of the other inks can be. So if you like having a little bit of subtle shimmer and a very pretty color, this would be the perfect ink, because this is not over the top with the shimmers. See, very, very pretty color. Looks like there might be a little bit of sheen around the edges there of the splotches. So that's how the three look side by side. You can kind of tell the color is probably the richest here on the HP 32 paper. And that's what I've noticed. Every now and then there'll be an ink that performs very well in the HP 32 compared, in my opinion anyway, compared to like the Tomoe River. You can see there's no feathering, and the color is just richer. Whereas here the color does break out a little bit more. So if you want that effect, then you would use the Tomoe River paper. But if you just want that rich purpley color, then this would be a better one to use. And then on here, on the copy paper, the color is very, very pretty, but there is a little bit of feathering. So that's just, you know, if you want to get this color, just know which papers you have and how you would want to use this. And this is the swatch. This came out beautifully, so you can see, hopefully the camera shows it, around the edges of these loops I made, there's definitely some kind of like a sheen or a shading of some kind. It's got a little bit of an outline, very, very pretty ribbony effect, and there is a little bit of sparkle, and I just wish that the camera, I'm hoping it's picking it up, but basically there is a little bit of shimmer in here, and like I said, it's subtle, it's not overpowering. So this is one of those nice inks where you'll be writing with it, and you got this beautiful color going down, and then, you know, every now and then you'll notice, oh, there's some shimmer there, and it's very, very nice. So if you want something a little bit more understated, but you want the shimmer, this would be a very good color for that. And you can see down here in the writing, the beautiful shading that it has on this paper. So this is one I think that, depending on the paper you used, you're going to get dramatic effects one way or the other. And then of course you got the subtle shimmer, which is really, really pretty and elegant. So this is a great color. If there are any other colors you'd like to see me do swatches of, or if you want to see me review anything else, please leave a comment down below. I do read everybody's comments, and I try to respond to everybody. And if you like this content, please give it a like and subscribe so you can see more. And thank you for watching. You have a great day.